opportunity to share the stage, actually just last weekend at the Music Hall with Talib Kweli and Jessica Care Moore. Please welcome me in bringing up Isaiah Nelson.
Isaiah, yeah.
How everybody doing out there?
Doing good.
The poetry piece I'm about to do today is called On My Block. I want y'all to really pay attention to this piece because it's not stereotyping things that go on the corner. It's talking about churches, it's talking about wealthy individuals, it's talking about politicians, everything that revolves around our neighborhood. So here I go. As I stand on my block, which is not my home. As I stand on my block, I know I must move on. Now the kids wonder why mommy's unfit. Mommy said because daddy's not here to help pay the rent. Daddy said the kid ain't his because mama was loose. So let me move on and we can call it a truce. But the truth is they was both young and not mature, putting themselves at risk for HIV where there is no cure. The drugs got mommy, she blames the drug dealer. He's the reason for the strung out junkies and slum killers. The drug dealer said he had no choice. He's been struggling for years and nobody heard his voice. So now he's on the rise to get the loose ends because the white man on TV screen has keys to the Mercedes-Benz sitting on rims. They made these things. We just buy them and stun them like material fiends. Oh, this drug dealer also has a partner in crime who robbed stores and local banks and he likes to shoot blind. Ask him why, because he says the rich man have it all. So I asked the rich man, what makes your fund stand tall? He said study for wealth, but he ain't letting no help. He say he feel for us, but he only feeling himself. If you can boast and you can give, I don't want to hear how rich you live when I got to go home and look at my grieving and starving kids. But sometimes poverty is just so quick to point the blame. We won't work, but we want change. We don't try, but we want fame. You can't get nothing if you ain't doing the dang old thing.
That's right.
Say it.
Preach.
On my block, which is not my home. As I stand on my block, I know I must move on. So I tell the dealer what I said and hopefully he gets it through his head because a black man's success around this hood seems dead. The dealer's eyes turn red. He say, what about the feds? They the one that got us all corrupt and got us all on the edge. The cops say, y'all do the same thing too, Isaiah, so chill and take a breather. Because if you don't feel my pain, then I won't feel yours neither. So they join in and get addicts addicted. The addicts said drugs what gets them lifted. The love, they missed it. Their life was twisted. Or is it just an excuse? Because I know plenty of people on my block that went through abuse. No family at home, parents running loose. But they still made it big, balling, driving a Bentley coupe. Or they became a street counselor helping out the lost youth. On my block, which is not my home. As I stand on my block, I know I must move on. The thug says there's no help from this tall, rich church. The church said that this thug joining our church just won't work. We know the devil Ben got his soul, he done got worse. But you church folks never tried, never looked inside his eyes. That thug dude got wings, somebody got to teach him how to fly.
Ooh, preach.
But most thugs won't follow the plan. They say that they are the men. The only God they accept is the gun in their hand. So kids nowadays are loaded and strapped, like the ones in Africa and even Iraq. So I tell the kids, y'all ain't even trying. It's like your whole wish is just to be fighting and dying. The kids say if the teacher teach them, they'll be just fine. The teacher said that teaching these kids is just a waste of time. We all got our own opinion, but we all behind. How can y'all judge a man if you don't know what's on mine? On my block, which is not my home. As I stand on my block, I know I must move on. Isaiah the Prophet, a.k.a. Underrated, that was my poetry piece, On My Block.